Hey guys, Frank here. Today I wanted to cover a topic about maybe getting your first job, or maybe you're looking for a new job as a project manager, maybe working in a PMO type role. And I wanted to give a tip on interviewing for those positions. I'm currently a global program manager. I'm actually working in China right now. I live in China, and I work on global projects and programs. And I recently have interviewed some folks, and I was thinking about offering some tips for the interview. So this video will be focused on asking questions, and I will be doing some more videos about interviewing tips for making a good impression for an interview for a PMO or a project management type position. So please like and subscribe to this video to get more updates about those interview tips. But today let's talk about interview questions. So if you just do like a regular Google, you'll get a lot of feedback for, it's good to ask good questions in your interview, even if you don't really have a question. It shows that you're interested, that you want to understand the organization. But I would say, for a lot of positions, the generic questions work. But I think for a program manager or a project manager or a PMO type position, when you're joining an organization, you're going to be almost a leader, and you're going to be a key communicator. So I think one of the things that really is important when you're interviewing is to ask good questions, because ultimately that's one of the main roles of a project or program manager. Is you're asking questions, you're getting information. And sometimes one of the key skill sets for a good project or program manager is knowing what information to get, asking the right questions the right way. And in the interview process, when you're interviewing and asking your interviewer good questions, you're actually demonstrating your ability to be a project manager. So I'll give you some examples of good types of questions that you might want to consider for your interview. So if you're in an interview, you might want to ask them, what type of work process do they follow? What type of project or program management process do they follow? You might want to ask, and then of course, based on the response, you can dig further into it. Some organizations are very new. You can ask if they have a very well developed PMO and project management process, or are they still developing that? And if they answer, that they're still developing that, or they want to develop that, then you can dig even further, and you can ask questions like, what are their biggest pain points? So for example, if you work in manufacturing, you may ask questions like, what are your biggest pain point on projects? Is it lead time for parts? Is it is it meeting the right scope? Or by asking those questions, you're demonstrating that you have the skills to identify a need, extract the information, and then communicate and work with that. And that's one of the most, if not the most, responsibility of a project or program manager. So that's a great opportunity for you to demonstrate your skills. Of course, you're going to want to ask about the organization, the types of processes they have. You're going to want to ask what they expect you to bring to the organization. What type of skills and experience do they expect you to bring? And you're going to want to follow up with, based on their response. For example, if they say, we'd like someone who can bring us a good organized, project management plan, that's an opportunity for you to explain, the types of project management plans that you've developed in the past and what you can bring to their organization. As opposed to just reading through your resume and saying, I worked at company ABC and I led projects. I worked at company XYZ and I was a project manager. When you want to interview for a project manager position, you want to say, what type of organization are you currently running? Do your project and program managers have a high level of authority, or do they typically need to get authority from the other functional managers? Asking those questions may even cause your interviewer to stop and think and say, oh, well, I don't even know the answer to that. I never thought about that. And then that's a good segue for you to say, well, I've worked in some organizations where the program managers had a very high level of responsibility. We managed the plans in this way. It was, these were the good things about working that way. These are some of the negatives. So there's a balance. You want to show that you're also flexible. So when you ask the questions, you don't want to give the impression like you're just going to bring your project management plan and stuff it into the organization. Instead, make it look like you're trying to seek what the needs of the organizations are, of the organization is. What are the pain points? What are the current problems with the organization? What does the organization do very well right now? How well is the team collaborating? Does the organization follow a strict process, or is it a very loose process? Does the organization have a strict sign-off, gated, phase gate type project management plan, or is it more like agile, where it's kind of continuously, updating? Ask those questions and start to dig into, the type of management that they're doing, and that'll really show them that you have the ability to come into the organization and understand what they're doing and probably make recommendations to improve it. And that's what's going to get you a good position as a project or program manager, not just someone who can manage a project. You're going to want to showcase that you can be a leader, that you can ask the good questions, that you can communicate, that you can work well. And by asking those types of questions in your interview, it will really improve your results. So good luck with your job hunt if you're currently hunting for a position as a project or program manager. And like I said, subscribe to this channel. I'll be adding more videos about other tips for interviewing for project and program management positions. And I hope that's helpful to you in your job search. So have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.